vehicle. It was the only way to do this today. So if you guys can hear me, let me know, leave a comment, something, a thumbs up, something or other. Let me know this is working, because it takes a second for it to show me here that everything is working okay. This is going to be an interesting conversation we are going to have today. I can tell you that much right now. Hopefully we don't get interrupted, since I am in my vehicle. You just never know what's going to happen. We are, what? Today's November 1st. November 5th is election day. So we are very, very close to the next president of the United States of America, whether it is, heaven forbid, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, or it is, please, dear God, Donald Trump and JD Vance. You guys can hear me? 5x5, got it, perfect. Listen, it is Friday, my dudes. It is, like I said, November 1st. I have had a massive migraine all day, so bear with me while we do this right now. There's a lot to discuss, what's going on, whether it's Donald Trump and the whole Liz Cheney issue, whether it's Kamala Harris and J-Lo, whether it's J-Lo and Diddy, whether it's Diddy and LeBron, whether it's LeBron and Kamala. There's just a lot of crazy crap going on right now. So let me jump into all of the goodies right now. Let's pull up this X account where I've got all my bookmarks saved, and we are going to get into this. There is a lot happening, like I have said. The first thing I want to show you guys is, we're gonna hope we have good service over here, because y'all know what it's like when you're trying to do things from your car. This is election fraud officials on video messing with ballots. It's very hard to see here. You guys can see. So these are election ballots that were turned in, okay? And I don't know if you guys remember when I talked about how I voted for the very, very first time, the very first day that early voting was open here in Okaloosa County, where I live. It's very hard to see what they're doing there. But when I voted, there were a lot of sections on the ballot that I did not know who to vote for or how to vote for, because I don't know what I was thinking, but it didn't occur to me that there were going to be the local elections were going to be part of it. It's not just the president and vice president that you're voting for. It's the amendments in your area, your state. It is the local municipality kind of stuff, whether it is for the courts, whether it's for your fire chief, your police chief, things like that. I wasn't aware. And I was like, are you allowed to leave these empty or like not filled in, or do you need to fill in everything, right? So I erred on the side of caution, and I filled in everything. And I erred on the side of, I hope this person is the Republican and not the Democrat, when I was picking names, you know, because I wasn't sure, right? So then I see this here. This is from Real Robert over on X. He says they're filling out ballots on behalf of your overthrown government, but of course they're Democrats, so they're wearing masks, whatever. But they are sitting here, and the woman is saying that they're filling in the areas that are left open. So you can see them with the pencils or the pens going through, and where somebody did not fill out a name or a circle or whatever, they are doing it for them. Then they're certifying it there, and then they're putting it off to the side. Pretty sure that's illegal as all get out. If there's a empty space on it, aren't you just supposed to leave it empty? But then again, does that then negate the entire ballot? If you leave something empty, do they go, well, we can't put any of it through? So I'm not 100% sure how that works. I'm not even going to pretend like I am 100% sure. But the fact of the matter is, at no point in time should somebody be filling out your ballot for you. If they're handing over ballots before they're allowed to walk out, and somebody's taking it from them, that person could easily look over the ballot and go, hey, you didn't fill out this part. But I don't even think they're supposed to look at the ballot after you're done with it. So these people who have these ballots in their hands and are going through and filling them out, this has to be after hours. It has to be something that is supposed to not be seen, but there's somebody up on the second floor that's recording them doing this. There is so much what's the word? Illegal ballot activity going on right now. It's absolutely crazy. So you guys are saying that you can leave it empty. R. Heath, you're saying you can leave it empty. I don't know what these people are thinking. The problem here is, we saw issues in 2020. Now they're coming out, 4 years later going, well, we found here in Georgia in Fulton County where there were, suitcases of ballots. You've heard numerous other places say, well, the Dominion machines were messed up. And now you have Dominion saying that if their machines are messed up, or you're going to say their machines are messed up, they're going to sue you. All kinds of stuff going on. Colorado, the woman who accidentally leaked all of the passwords to the Dominion machines, now they're saying they're not going to be allowed to to use the Dominion machines at all. Everything's going to be hand ballots and then turned in. Well, now I'm like, that's even worse. If you're going to do your hand ballots and turn them in, like put them in the whatever machine they have, and now these people are going to go through and double check them. Who knows what they're changing? There's another one here I want to show you guys. So this one here, again, I'm not going to have any volume for it, but this is a Kentucky machine, and everything is still backwards. YouTube is still trying to figure out why my live streams are backwards, but he's trying to pick Donald Trump. Okay, you see that there. He's trying to pick Donald Trump and JD Vance, and it will not let him, but it automatically picked Kamala Harris for him, but it would not let him pick Donald Trump and JD Vance. Hello, Kentucky, what the fuck? Like, what is happening in Kentucky? I want to know if anybody else has had this issue. If you are in Kentucky, if you have gone to vote early, if you have come across these issues, please let me know, because this is absolutely crazy to me. We've seen where it shows, I think it was Oregon, the sample ballot didn't have Donald Trump on it, but people in Oregon let me know that once they actually did go in to vote, that they were able to vote for Donald Trump. Then yesterday, there was another one, another state where it looked like it said Donald TRUN.P. It didn't say Trump all the way through, but I think there was just a couple of them that the ink got messed up on, because if it's not the correct name, you're not technically allowed to count that vote either. So many things going on right now that don't make any sense when it comes to the voting and the rigging of the votes. Okay, y'all, we're gonna move away from that real quick with the voting thing, and I've got so many things here, it's absolutely ridiculous. This woman here, my husband and I went driving around today. We went to look in neighborhoods. We were curious about houses and some other stuff. So we were just driving around because I had a headache, and I was like, fresh air will help. So we drove around with the windows down, trying to, help me out here with the migraine and stuff. And we went into this one neighborhood, and there was a sign in the yard, and all I saw was Kamala in big letters. And I was like, oh, this is some bullshit. There's gonna be somebody like, oh yay, vote for Kamala, right? I was already ready to be like, ew, mad at them or whatever. And we drive up, and the sign instead said, my dog is smarter than Kamala. And I was like, oh, so I took a picture of it. I'm like, no, I like you. You're good people. I like you. Because I agree. My dog's butthole is smarter than Kamala. But it made me think about the fact that when we drive around places, we'll see Kamala Harris / Tim Walz, Harris Walz signs up, and you look at it and you're like, yeah, nah, don't really want to go there. Like trick-or-treating, right? If your kids are out trick-or-treating, some people are like, avoid the houses that say Harris Walz, because we already know those kind of people are unhinged. We don't want our kids on their front porches. You just never know what they're going to throw in the Halloween basket. Are they going to give them abortion pills, mini dildos? Like, what's going to happen? Anything's possible with the left, right? So you avoid the Harris Walz neighbor yards and whatever else. I see Trump Vance signs. I'm like, cool. I like it. But I don't do anything. I would never walk into somebody's yard and touch a Harris Walz sign to take it out and throw it away. I would never walk into somebody's yard and put a Trump Vance sign down. It's not how I am, because I understand that that's your property and it's not mine to touch. Just like my property is not yours to touch, right? Keep your hands to yourself. We're taught that as children. And instead, we have grown-ass woman over here. She went to this guy's back of his truck, and she's trying to remove his Trump flag. He has a flag on the back of his truck. Why does this woman need to go up and touch his vehicle and try to take his flag off? There are so many videos right now on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, wherever you want to go look. And it's always some unhinged leftist going up trying to destroy a Trump Vance sign. Why? Do words hurt you that much? Does a flag bother you that much? We already know the American flag bothers a lot of people on the left, but does this really bother you that much? How is this person having his property? It's not affecting this woman at all, and yet she is still up there trying to take a flag off of his car. There's a video, which I am not going to play here because this guy's language is absolutely just filthy, and I cuss like a sailor. I'm not even going to lie. I try to tone it down for you guys sometimes, but when I'm worked up, those little baby F-bombs slip through. Just unfortunate. Whatever. It is what it is. But this guy in this video walks up to this other dude who just happens to be standing on the side of a road, and wherever they were. Oh, somebody said for my headache. Thank you, Stacy. Standing on the side of the road, and this dude walks up, and I'm going to pretend to be this dude. Like, he walks up with his phone to record her, and he's like shaking like this while he's recording this guy. Like, you can see his hands shaking and his shirt shaking and everything else. And he's cussing this guy out, calling him the calling him a punt, but with a C, not a P, and calling him all these names and everything else. And he looks so incredibly stupid, right? Because he's a Kamala supporter and he's so triggered by the fact that there's some guy standing around with a Trump t-shirt on that he walks up and starts cussing him out, but he's shaking like crazy. And I'm like, bro, you lose your tough guy image when you're shaking like a little bitch. Like it does absolutely nothing, but you look extremely stupid at this point. There's another video. I commented on him on X because I like to run my mouth, right? So I commented on it, and it's this man who is walking his little bitty dog, and he walks up to this female, and this female is wearing Trump sneakers. He walks up to her and tells her he hopes that she gets raped. I'm sorry. What the did you just say? Why would you walk up to any female ever and say something like that? Then he calls her a punt, also with a C, and all kinds of different names, tells her that she should be sexually assaulted and violated and whatever else because she supports Trump. And people wonder why the women picked the bear in the woods over the man in the woods. But here's the thing. I have never in my entire life had a man walk up to me and talk to me like that. You know why? Because I don't look like somebody you should F with, because I will end you, number one. Number two, I don't feel like Republican conservative men talk to women like that. These leftist men have a tendency to scream at women, call them names, like degrade the crap out of them, and then say they're voting for Kamala Harris because of women's rights, because I have a daughter and I want her to be able to get abortions. Hello. Are you all just batshit crazy? Is this how this works? People don't understand what it's like to be a woman and how you have to be very careful with how you respond to people, how you, especially men or whatever else. It is absolutely ridiculous. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I hate the fact that she will always have to worry about men that cross her path, right? And what's worse is a lot of times you can visually, before a word is even spoken, you can visually tell what man is going to have some out-of-pocket crap to say to you, or is going to be the person that you're worried about and you feel the need to cross the street to get away from. You feel the need to not make eye contact. You feel the need to turn around and go the other direction. And it's generally speaking these same men who are turning out, for Kamala Harris, creeps for Harris, creeps for Walls, whatever else. Those are the men that women are like, no thank you. Definitely don't want to procreate with that. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. What did this comment say? Mountain Goddess says, California here. I have a sticker on my Jeep that says, if this flag offends you, I'll help you pack. I've had to replace it 3 times. Sick people indeed. No, I don't understand people like that. Again, I would never touch somebody else's property just because it doesn't align with what I agree with. If I see somebody out wearing a t-shirt that says, every little kid should be trans, I'm not going to go rip your shirt off of you. I'm going to walk up. If I walk past you, I am a very vocal person. I'm going to tell you you look stupid, but I'm not going to put my hands on you because I don't like your shirt. If you have something in your yard that I don't agree with, I'm not going to go up into your yard, your personal space, and mess with it. Now, if it's extremely, I don't even know the right words to use, but if there's something just obscenely wrong with it, I may make a phone call, but I'm not going to touch your property. I will Karen the hell out if I need to, depending on the situation, but I'm not going to touch your property. So all these videos right now going around where people are walking up into people's yards and having these leftist meltdowns because they see Trump's name, they all need therapy. Every single one of them needs some sort of therapy. This is what's crazy to me. Where's the other video? I have another video. LeBron James. Listen, when LeBron James first came out, not of the closet, although I'm sure anybody that's been to a Diddy party has some part of themselves in a closet, because there was a lot of dildos that were found in Diddy's house, along with a lot of bottles of lube. Just saying. But LeBron James, when he was young and played for the Cavaliers, I was like, man, he's got great skills, mad respect. Like, he is really good at what he does. Look at how he dribbles and blah, 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 blah. And then he had a sit down interview where he told everybody he was taking his talents to South Beach. And I was like, ew, that's like, I don't like that. I don't like how saucy that comes across. Like, For you to have an entire little sit down by yourself to tell everybody you're taking your talents to South Beach like you were the best thing ever, that would be Michael Jordan, sir. Made absolutely no sense to me. Then I started paying attention to the way he actually played, and he's the biggest drama queen I have ever seen on the court. And Dennis Rodman, hello, Dennis Rodman was like the full-on queen on the court, but LeBron James is a huge drama queen. And then you see that he is also a huge Diddy fan. He's big fan of Diddy's parties. You know, Diddy party don't stop. Well, LeBron, for some reason, has decided that he needs to now be in politics, okay? So it wasn't enough for him to just, shut up and dribble and play basketball like he should. He decided that he today was going to jump into politics and endorse Kamala Harris. Cool. You do you, boo. Endorse whatever you want. I don't give a shit. It's not going to change how I vote. But what he did was he decided to put together this little montage and put it up on Instagram. Yeah, this montage that he put together, he took clips of things that happened long before I was born and when I was younger. He took all kinds of clips, put it with Donald Trump's words way out of context, and then threw it up on Instagram, basically saying that Donald Trump is the reason why racism exists, and he is the father of the KKK, and every black person should be scared to death of white people. That is what came across from his video. And I'm not going to play the whole thing. One, because I don't know. I feel like LeBron's the kind of little bitch that would like copyright it and get my whole thing taken down. But he literally has this video up, and he's talking about Trump, right? And he puts all these little articles together and whatever else. I'll put a link to this so you guys can look at it later to see how unhinged LeBron actually is. And he starts playing, look, he's playing black and white videos from back in the day, but he's putting Donald Trump words over this kind of stuff, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. But the good thing here is that it backfired on him like crazy. Here's the problem. You have all these people coming out of the woodwork for Kamala Harris and endorsing her, and none of them can tell you why they're endorsing her. Every single one of them is reading a script when they're up on the stage, whether it is Beyonce, whether it is Usher, whether it is Bruce Springsteen, whether it is J-Lo in Vegas. We'll get to that one in just a second. But none of them have a thought of their own. They're all being told what to say. Either they're getting paid to do it or they're being blackmailed to do it because they got the Diddy tapes, right? And they don't want to be seen. So they're like, oh crap, let me just do what I need to do. So LeBron, who will never be as good as Jordan, which we've already established, took a bunch of Trump sound bites, stitched them together completely out of context, layered them over racially charged images that have literally nothing to do with Trump, and then posted the whole thing to Instagram, which I will give you the link to. The twist, y'all, his followers and fans in the comments aren't buying it. His IG is full of people calling King James out and ridiculing his videos. So they're putting up this here. So this is one of the comments on Instagram, and it says, from your biggest fan, clipping together a bunch of unrelated sound bites to these racially charged videos is sad propaganda and embarrassing work. You should be ashamed. There's so much real content you could have posted to get your message across. You didn't need to fabricate this narrative. I'm embarrassed my goat posted this. So goat, greatest of all time, which again, broski is not. Then they're saying that he's sold out. This one says, those clips in the beginning are literally stitched together. If you cannot see that, you are blind. Somebody else said, the king of basketball, no doubt, but the man has no brains with politics. This is the most left propaganda I've seen, editing shit together, laughing my ass off. The goat and everything but politics. And then somebody says, Donald Trump is too big to rig. And I'm like, even his fans, even other people on the left are going, ooh, maybe a little too much. Might have gone a little too far there, Mr. James. And it's not surprising in the least when there's videos of him with Diddy, right? And he's saying that, hold on, my car is trying to shut off. He's trying to say that the reason he is voting for Kamala is for the future of his family. And I'm like, well, of course it is, because if those Diddy tapes come out, your wife is going to be bye. She will be out of there in like a heartbeat. She's going to take half your money. She's going to take your little children and she's going to go. So of course he needs to, it's for his family, because you know that he is doing unscrupulous things. This is what I want to show you. This is what I want to show you. And I want you guys to hear this one too. So let me see if I can get this to work with Ugh. Okay. Here's what we need to talk about. J-Lo. Okay. And I know people are probably like, why are we talking about celebrities? Because it's important today and because I want to, that's why. So J-Lo was, the first time I saw her was on, In Living Color. She was the dance girl in the background on In Living Color, right? Then she played Selena, and then she was in all kinds of different movies. She's in Enough, or that one, and she's in Made in Manhattan. She's got Monster-in-Law. She has all these different movies. Jersey Girl, which was really, really bad. But she's been with numerous men. She a little baby hoe, J-Lo to Hodo. So she was with Diddy, right? They dated. Side note, they also happen to be dating in the exact same time frame where they're now saying that he was raping children. So that's maybe why they broke up. Who knows? Then she was with Ben Affleck twice, getting divorced now because Ben Affleck is like, I'm not dealing with this crap. She was with A-Rod. She was with Mark Anthony. She was with who the hell knows else. I'm sure there's way more. She is on stage in Las Vegas for Kamala Harris. And this video looks really crappy because my service right here is really crappy and I'm really sorry about it. But watching this video of her up on that stage, all I can think is that actually J-Lo? I literally watched this and then Googled pictures of her and I'm like, something's not right here. I don't want to think and say out loud that there's all these what is the word, like doppelganger or robot versions or whatever versions of people walking around, and a mask can do a very good job, right? But I feel like I feel like you would notice if somebody was wearing a mask, especially on stage in something like this. But when I watched her get on this stage in Las Vegas and female simp for Kamala Harris, I was like, this doesn't, it doesn't feel like her. Her face looks so weird. Like she's, what, 50 years old now, and clearly she has started doing some work to her face because she's still trying to look 30 something. Women, I love y'all. Age gracefully. Leave your face alone. Leave your face alone. If you want to get your boobies done and your booty done and your waist tucked, go for it. But leave your face alone. You earned the laugh lines. You earned the wrinkles. You earned all that other stuff. Leave it. Old is beautiful. Let it be beautiful. Being 80 years old and trying to look 40, that's some scary shit. Just so we're all fully aware. So anyway, J-Lo gets up on stage for Kamala Harris. And when I tell you, watching her read her script from the teleprompter and convince herself to cry while she did it was the worst acting I have ever seen in my life. And I saw the first Saw movie. I don't know if you guys ever saw, but with Carrie Elwes, the one who played the main dude in Princess Bride, he could act so well in Princess Bride. And then in Saw, it was the worst acting I have ever seen in my life. I think you could go to a 4th grade production of, I don't know, Fiddler on the Roof, Romeo and Juliet, Sound of Music, whatever, and see better acting than you saw on that Las Vegas stage with Jennifer Lopez. I really hope this will start working so you guys can see, but I want you to hear what she says.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? You know what? We should be emotional.
No, shut up.
We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter.
Oh, God.
Your voice and your vote matters.
Matters.
And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing. Okay? A non-vote.
Look, I'm not going to do any more, but when she says they love it when you do nothing, she's actually talking about Diddy, because she has not come out and said a single word. She was with that man for years. She was at his Diddy parties. She knows everything about him, all his sexual kinks and everything else. And she is silent as all get out. But it's very hard to see because, again, the crappy visual here because of the 5G and lack of or whatever. Her, every single time she would, with her, she, you know, like little wimpy puppy dog face, she'd go look here and then she'd look at the teleprompter, but she'd have to look up at the teleprompter. So it made it even more obvious that she was reading, number one, the script. It made it even more obvious that her emotions were fake as shit. And it's like, why are people buying this and eating it up and like, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris because J-Lo, look how emotional she got. She is a paid actress. Hello? Like, are you kidding me right now? People, I don't like thinking that people are that innately stupid, yet every single day they show us how stupid they are. It is absolutely ridiculous to me. So J-Lo up there for Kamala, absolutely ridiculous the way she there's no way she believes anything she's saying. There's no way any of them believe the things they're saying. You have Leonardo DiCaprio now coming out for Kamala Harris, talking about how because of her push for climate change, and then he leaves and gets on his yacht, or probably gets on his personal jet to fly to his personal yacht. He didn't take a commercial flight. He took his personal jet. You know how much you're hurting the ozone there, sir? Like, these people who talk out one side of their face and do the complete opposite on the other side are absolutely ridiculous to me. But this Kamala Harris little spot right here, I want you guys to see this, because when her teleprompter goes down, she can't do anything to save her own life. Listen, watch this, watch. Well, if it'll work.
Says, you know what? Let me say something about this. We're here because we're fighting for a democracy.
Oh, good. This is where we should pause. Yes. This is where it buffers. Cool.
Fighting for a democracy. And understand the difference here. Moving forward. Understand the difference here. What we are looking at is a difference in this election. Let's move forward and see where we are. Because on the issue, for example, of freedom of choice,
she loses her place in the teleprompter, and I swear whoever's doing her teleprompter F's it up on purpose every so often just to watch her scramble like that. But then she had hecklers in the crowd and she couldn't figure out what to do. She cannot think on her feet at all. Again, we've talked about this. Donald Trump sat down for 3 hours with Joe Rogan and had a full-on conversation without any sort of brain aneurysms like she just had. And then JD Vance did it for 4 hours. And Kamala Harris refuses to do even 1 hour. She can't do it. She can't even stand up on stage with a teleprompter and get it all out correctly. It's absolutely beyond interesting to me that this is still who they have up there as the possible next president of the United States. Now, before I do anything else, I want to get to what is happening here. James Will says, I finally caught a live one. I always look forward to your videos. James, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Listen, thanks for letting me work through the migraine here. It turns out that maybe sometimes all I need to do is run my mouth for the headache to go away. So this is interesting. I'm feeling much, much better. Where'd it go? Come on, Michelle, you got it. I have way too many effing clips here. This one. So this one here, she's up there with the, International Brothers of Electric Workers, IBEW. Is the B stand for Brotherhood? No, I don't know what the B stands for on IBEW. I know electric workers, but I don't know what the IB stands for. But I want you guys to, again, hear this little bit. And again, the audio is awful. I mean, the visual is awful. Work. Please come on.
Part of the thing that I'm trying to help people, not who are here, obviously, not the leaders who are here, but others understand, is if you're trying to kind of figure out what the stakes are, just imagine the Oval Office, we've all seen it on TV, and just imagine on January 20th.
She is wasted. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot convince me otherwise. Bitch was drunk right there. Are you kidding me? This came out 2 hours ago. I don't know. Let's see if it tells me exactly where that is. This person says that he knows a ton of guys in the IBEW and they're all voting for Trump, but she is completely sloshed in that. Where is she when she does this? Janesville, Wisconsin. So she's in Wisconsin, completely drunk. Trust me, I've said it before. I've been drunk before. I'm 42 years old. I've been drunk once or twice in my life. That bitch was drunk. Way too much. So James said I had too much in my head and needed to get it out, which does happen. So, you know, I'm glad we're having this conversation. Thank you for being here on a Friday night to have this conversation with me. I have seen so many videos of her, and I've tried to go back as far as I can before she was the presidential candidate, because again, nobody nominated her, nobody voted for her. The democracy they're all, you know, fighting for was not used to put her on the ballot. Wasn't democratic at all, although we are a republic, so there's that part. I've watched so many videos of her, and I'm like, you can clearly tell which ones she is drunk in, because the way she talks, the slur of speech, the high pitch that she does, she uses her hands even more. Now, I use my hands all the time just because I'm a very, like, I don't know what to call it. I just, like, whatever. I can't sit still. So you can tell when she is drunk, and she does it so very often that now when she's not drunk, people are like, oh, there's something wrong with her. What's wrong with her? No, she's just sober for a chance. Like, that's it. She is sober. Like, every once in a while, she's not sloshed off her butt and she hasn't popped a pill or something. Have I seen her pop a pill? No, but we've seen her drink. She did it on Stephen Colbert. She did it with Big Gretch. She's done it numerous other times because she wants it to get in your head that it's okay for her to be walking around with a wine glass or a beer in her hand. That way she can just stay drunk all the time. Can't convince me that's not why she does it. Okay, so the Donald Trump thing and the Liz Cheney thing, I did not save it here. I took a screenshot on my phone. So that's not helpful because, you know, we're here now. So Donald Trump made some comment about Liz Cheney, who, she's stupid as shit, number one. But something along the lines of, you know, because she's a war hawk. I think he called her a war hawk, right? Her and her whole family and all those people. War hawks. And he made some comment about how would she feel if she was in war with all those guns pointed at her and blah 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 blah. Like he was making a, what's the right word? He was trying to make a point that she may be all about war, but it's not like she's going to go out to war and have the guns pointed at her or whatever else, right? And then the left took a little soundbite because it's what they do. Took a little soundbite and made it sound like he said that he wants a firing squad aimed at Liz Cheney, at her face, at whatever else, and they are running with it. But you even have now CNN and other news media outlets, whatever, coming out going, okay, listen, it's not exactly how he said it. We should probably take that back a little bit because it sounds like we're saying he's trying to, like, you know, Liz Cheney, and that's not what he said. We're just all, you know, screwing things up on purpose. Then the one with, he was talking about, I think it was at Madison Square Garden, where he was saying how he is going to protect women whether they want it or not. I have no problem with somebody saying they're going to protect me whether I want them to or not. If I'm out and about and somebody tries to attack me and there's a man standing over there who's willing to jump in, and so I don't have to fight back and they're going to fight for me, hell yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you keeping me safe. But they took what Donald Trump said to be, they have mixed it so many different ways. It's absolutely ridiculous. The first one I've seen is they've taken old lying leftist headlines and they're saying that whether women like it or not and putting it against abortion things, right? And I'm like, those don't go together at all. But here's the problem. So many people are going to just see it and go with it and think that he's talking about that because that's what the left told them. And then they're saying that that quote is about, oh, what is it? What was the other one? Y'all, too much in my brain. Something there's still breathe, calm down. They are trying to take that quote and make it seem like he is trying to do some sort of harm against women against their will, when literally it was, I'm going to protect you from the illegal immigrants that are coming across this border that are going around raping and killing women and things like that. Whether women want it or not, he's going to do what's right and close the border down, get rid of illegal immigrants, you know, keep us safe. But the left can't have that. So they have to say that he is saying it in a completely different context in order to try to sway people away from voting for him. When I sit down and I look at everything that we have talked about over the last month or two, and I look at everything that I have saved in my computer, and y'all, it is so much stuff. And I look at everything, the one thing that really, really jumps out to me is that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's campaign is literally running on hate for Trump. They are not running on any policies. They are not running on love of America, love of its citizens, nothing like that. Every single thing is about their hate for Trump. And their entire hope is to turn everybody against Trump, not to make people realize that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz would be great as president and vice president, because they won't be, absolute fucking shit. But they're trying to make it so that you don't realize that the only reason you would vote for Kamala Harris is because they've convinced you, they have gaslit you, they have messed with your mind to think that Donald Trump is the devil or Hitler or whatever else they want to call him. And it's like, as a presidential candidate, because again, not a nominee, as a presidential candidate, if you cannot run on actual policy and love of country, what the hell are you doing on a ballot? What are you doing on a stage? Why are you even relevant. Like, she shouldn't even be the vice president of the United States. And the only reason she is the vice president of the United States is because Joe Biden needed a female. And he was like, well, might as well pick that one. Cause I'll get some Asian Pacific votes or whatever. It wasn't black votes they were trying to go for, because Kamala wasn't black in 2020, but now suddenly, whatever. But there is no reason, no rhyme or reason why out of every single person on this great continent, this country, not the continent because we're connected, but whatever, in this country, that woman would be the one who should be the president. And you have people out there going, nobody could do it better than Kamala Harris. Yeah, Stephen Hawking could do it better than Kamala Harris. Like, it does not make sense to me that is still where we are, that it's either going to be Kamala Harris or it's going to be Donald Trump. Donald Trump makes perfect sense. If it had been anybody else on that ballot, I would have thought to myself, hey, this is an actual fight. We gotta really be worried because this person might get the votes or whatever else. I do not think that Kamala Harris can actually win without some sort of interference like we are seeing across the board with ballot boxes going up in flames, Dominion machines not letting you actually pick the vote for Donald Trump and it automatically picking the vote for Kamala Harris, with these workers who are filling in ballots when nobody's looking, who knows who they're putting down there, right? With numerous houses. Where is it? I have it here. Hold on. I got it. It's somewhere in here. Here it is. Okay, so look at this. This is from Rasmussen reports, or however you're supposed to say them. Voter ID number. And again, backwards because YouTube hates me live. This, hello, way too bright. Nope. Oh, there we go. So this here in purple, that is all the same voter ID number. Every single person here has the same voter ID number. How did this many people vote with the same voter ID? Oh, that makes me look like we're in a scary movie. The same voter ID number, all on October 25th. Every single one in Detroit City and Highland Park City. This is all in Detroit, Michigan. And it's the same addresses. It's like 6 different addresses, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll say 10, 20, 30, 40. We'll say 40 people or 40 votes under the same voter ID. How is that possible? Shouldn't it be obvious? There we go, not blind anymore. Shouldn't it be obvious by number 2 that you've already seen that voter ID number? Like, wouldn't a machine jump out at you? Wouldn't you, even as a person going through and checking everything, wouldn't you go, I've seen this number 40 times already. Like, how is this possible? There is so much going on right now with voter fraud that it's absolutely ridiculous. And this isn't even a topic I'm allowed to talk about on YouTube. They don't want us talking about the voting and the things that are going on. Although I showed you guys yesterday or the day before how ABC News in, I don't remember what city. They showed that Kamala Harris had beat Donald Trump with 100% of the votes already in, and that she had won like 55 to 40 something. And I'm like, wait, how is that possible? And then that news channel came out and said that they were just running a test. Why? Again, why are we running tests on inaccurate results? Like, it does not make sense to me at all. And it feels like we are going to have very, 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 very big issues on November 5th. Not only for the fact that I think they're going to screw with the votes, number one, but also you have certain cities going, oh, it's going to take us 3 days, 4 days, 10 days to get our results back in. You have other cities going, well, as long as your mail-in ballot is postmarked by so-and-so and received by November 13th, we can count the vote. How? November 5th is election day. November 5th is cutoff day. There is no after November 5th. Once it hits 12:01 or even midnight on November 6th, we're done. There's no more counting. There should be no more, well, counting, but there should be no more ballots being able to be taken in. You count what you have up until midnight and you're done after that. And that's how it goes. If it means that, Trump supporters didn't get their vote in, unfortunately, oh well. Kamala Harris supporters didn't get their vote in. Unfortunately, oh well. That's how you do this fairly. But for them to say, nah, we're going to let this city be a little bit late. We're going to take these a little bit late. There's something wrong there. You have at the U.S., what was it? Not the White House, but where was it, y'all? Someplace. U.S. something. Can't think. Brain fried, done now. They had the helicopters. We talked about it. I showed you a video a couple days ago where they had like 10 or 12 helicopters at night trying to run a drill on being able to get out in time, whatever. People are now saying that they're going to invoke martial law on November 5th because there's going to be so much rioting, the Capitol. Thank you, Randy, U.S. Capitol. That there's going to be so much rioting and anger and whatever else. You have buildings, businesses in Washington, D.C. boarding up. Who do you think they're boarding up against? I don't think it's the Republicans. I actually think that they are boarding up against their own, because the left are the ones who are losing their ever-loving minds on a daily basis when it comes to Trump and Trump supporters. If Trump wins, which he should, if they do things legally, right, Trump should win, the left is going to burn this place down. They are going to lose their ever-loving minds, which is also probably why the current sitting president, Joe Biden, and current sitting vice president, Kamala Harris, signed that DOD directive 5240.01, 5240.01, 5420.01. Dang it, dyslexia. It's one of those two, where it gives the military the right and ability to use lethal force on American citizens. The timing, September of that happening, the same time Hurricane Helene went through and they destroyed, most of North Carolina mountains, odd. But then also right before an election, also odd. And then to be doing these tests or these safety runs right before the election, odd. Just saying, a lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it doesn't add up. It's also getting very dark out here now. So we've been doing this for 40 minutes. Hey, at least it's not an hour this time, right? I have a ton more, but I'm gonna let you guys go because it is getting dark. I need to go cook dinner for my husband and my daughter. We're gonna watch a movie later. I don't know what movie yet. I'm trying to figure it out. Besides that, yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna try to be here again tomorrow live. If not live, there will be an upload tomorrow for sure. And thank you guys for letting me have this conversation, work through this migraine, because it has definitely gone away and I feel much better. So thank you. I love you all. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Adios.